start with this last topic, analysis of cable structure. The cable structure is a very flexible structure which is supported at the ends, either at the same level or at different levels, similar to arches or structure. Here, this cable, we call it as flexible structure. It is flexible cable structure. Cables are flexible. That means they are not rigid. They are not going to be subjected to bending moment at any point. That's why it is called as flexible. So at any section, there won't be any bending moment. We have derived an equation for three-hinged arches. We have seen if a three-hinged parabolic arch, if it is subject to uniformly distributed load, bending moment at any point is zero. Same kind of action will happen here. Whenever a cable structure is subjected to uniformly distributed load, it assumes the form of a parabola, parabolic curve, and the bending moment at any section is zero. But even if concentrated loads are acting, then also at any point the cable will assume a shape such that it will sag in such a way that the bending moment at any point becomes zero. So it is subjected to only pure tension. So whereas arch is subjected to compression and bending, this cable is subjected to only tension and not bending. So here it is subjected to tensile force, the tension. At any section if you take, it is subjected to tension. This tension is nothing but you can resolve into two components, that is horizontal and vertical. This horizontal component is acting like this, whereas in the arch it is compression. Here horizontal thrust will be in tension. This is the vertical reaction. If you call this as A and B, this is BA, BB, and this is HB equals HA, which is equal to H. Here HA equals HB equals H. So a cable structure, a cable is a structure, which supports the load, the gravity load. It supports the gravity load, either concentrated or uniformly distributed load. It supports the gravity loads undergoing deformation, or it undergoes sag. It undergoes sagging due to this either uniformly distributed load or it may be concentrated load. It undergoes deformation in the form of a sagging curve. It undergoes a sagging deformation. It undergoes a deformation, sagging deformation, such that they at any section, the bending moment will be zero, and the section and that at any section is subjected to only tension, like truss, only tension. With the truss also, the bending moment at any section is the force in any top or bottom chord member. We have seen that while drawing the influence line, the force and in the top or bottom chord member, which is either tension or compression, it will be obtained by dividing the bending moment at that section by height of the truss. That's what you have used that equation for drawing the replacement diagram. Here also, so the sag, whatever he is going to get, that sag will give a moment because of this horizontal reaction developed, and that moment is nullifying the bending moment on account of the load. That means the vertical load is going to be transformed into equivalent horizontal thrust at the support, and that thrust creates bending moment at any section because of that sagging, which will oppose that bending moment created due to load exactly. That sag is proportional to that bending moment. So that's what that structural action of a cable. A cable is a structure which supports the gravity loads undergoing sagging type of deformation such that at any section the bending moment will be zero, and the section is subjected to only tension or only axial force. Cables are subjected to or usually subjected to either concentrated loads, a set of concentrated loads, or uniformly distributed load. So when the load is uniformly distributed over the full span, then the sagging curve, will be a parabola, when UDL is there. So we have derived in the case of Orcus, we have seen whenever UDL is acting on a parabolic curve, the bending moment at any point is zero. This is exactly the reverse process. So that is why you can prove that when UDL is acting on a cable, then undergoing sagging deformation, when that sagging deformation equation to that sagging deformed curve will be a parabolic curve. So this is a very important thing which you have to remember. And of course, when it is subjected to concentrated load, on the other hand, when cable is subjected to concentrated loads, it will sag in the form of a funicular polygon. So funicular shape. That means, or in other words, that funicular shape we call it as bending moment diagram. The shape of that sagging curve itself will be bending moment diagram, and it is opposing that external load. Hence, at any section, since the sagging curve itself is bending moment diagram, so you don't get any bending moment at any section. Even if concentrated loads are acting, no bending moment will take place. So what you have to do is, in the analysis, you find the bending moment on account of the vertical load, that is concentrated load, treating it as a beam, then equate it to horizontal reaction in sag, whatever sagging has occurred at that point. Thereby, you can determine that sagging type of deformation. When sagging deformation is known, you can find out the horizontal thrust. Also, the length of the cable is also one of the important things. So, the important thing in the analysis is you have to find the length of the cable. If sagging is known, amount of sag is known, you have to find the length. Otherwise, length is given, load will be there, you have to estimate sagging, or that means deformation, vertical deformation, as well as tension. So analysis of cable involves in the determination of number one, length of cable or sagging among length of cable and or deformation that is sag, length of cable or deformation, and it will say length of cable and deformation. Either one, either deformation it has to be given, that is sag to be given, length to be determined. If length is given, then deformation or sag you have to determine. The profile of the cable you have to determine. Then second, what you have to do is tension, maximum tension in the cable. So these are the two things which we have to determine during analysis of cable when it is subjected to either concentrated load or uniformly distributed load. Uniformly distributed load is very simple. Concentrated load also it is easy. Only thing is you have to do some calculation, extra calculation which involves geometry. That's all. So now first let us take analysis of cable. First let us take analysis of cable subjected to UDL, uniformly distributed load. So these are the only two types of calculations you have to make. One, it is subject to UDL or concentrated load. So that's all. So when it is subjected to uniformly distributed load, already I told the second type of deformation which is going to occur, it will be in the form of parabola. So, and the cable, either it may be supported which are at same level or at different levels. So the cable subjected to UDL sags in the form of a parabola. Sags in the form of a parabola. Hence the equations for support reactions, maximum tension developed, and length of cable can be calculated as below. So because in the case of cable, first I will take which are at same level. If I take here like this, cable of span L which undergoes sagging like this, undergoing a maximum sag of H. So sag is known, that in this case the maximum, when it is subjected to a uniformly distributed load of intensity W unit length, then you will get a reaction here WL by 2, here WL by 2, and reaction here H equals WL squared by 8H, which I already have derived for parabola, WL squared by 8H, and the tension, this is your V. This is H. So maximum tension T is equal to square root of V square plus H square. Actually, that's the maximum tension in the cable. So, and the length of cable, L, length of cable is given by 8 by 3 H square by L. And plus L. L plus 8 by 3 H square by L. Where L is the span, H is the height. Using this, you can do the analysis. That's all. Whenever they give a cable, you have to give the span. I told you, and then you have to give the intensity of the load. I told you to intensity UDL, it undergoes a parabolic shape of sagging curve having maximum depth, maximum sag. So that either you can measure it, or if it is unknown, only if you know the length of cable, then you can estimate what the maximum sag. Or if you are able to measure the sag, if you know the span, the length of cable required, you can just find out from this particular formula. So you have to remember this. Then it is subjected to UDL, and when there are supports are at the end, they are at same level. So when they are at different level, these are the type of problem you will get straight away. Some numerical values they will give, they will ask you to find out the maximum tension as well as length of the cable. Or they can give the length, they can give the load, and they will ask you to find out the reactions as well as the maximum sag developed. And once they give the length, sag developed H, you can work out from same formula. You have to remember only these formula for analyzing the cable subjected to uniformly distributed load when supports are at same level. When the supports are at different levels, say like this, when they are at different levels in this fashion, again the horizontal distance between those supports is L, and the corresponding sag, this maximum sag from this right hand support, if you call this as H2, and from left support, the maximum sag, if you call it as H1, and the corresponding rotation, if you call it as L1 and L2, and you have derived an equation in the case of parabola at different levels, right? So when they are subjected to UDL, that you have to be careful. When they are subjected to uniformly distributed load, so this L1 is nothing but L root, what is that formula? L root H1 divided by root H1, right? Root H2. This you know already, so that you can remember. Similarly, L2 is given by L root H2 divided by root H1 plus root H2. Because it is parabolic. So they have derived that L1 and L2 expression like this, where H1 and H2 are the maximum sag developed with respect to the two supports on account of the load. And this length of cable, L is given by L plus 2L1 by 3 into square root of into H1 by L1 square plus 2L2 by 3 into H2 by L2 square. So this formula you can remember for length of cable. And vertical reaction here, VA equals, if this is W intensity, this vertical reaction will be WL1. this vertical reaction will be WL2. WL1, WL2. And the horizontal reactions here, this horizontal reaction H is equal to WL1 by WL1 into L1 by 2 divided by H1. This H1 should be equal to moment due to the, you can straightaway find out that, or we can say WL1 squared by 2H1. Here this is WL2 into L2 by 2. That is WL2 squared by 2 into H2. That is what the horizontal reaction. So this is HA, which is nothing but H. This is also H. You get same value. You can cross check that because L1, L2 will be in that fashion only. So if you work out a problem, you will see that HA and HV will be equal given by this one. And D is equal to square root of either EA square plus HA square or square root of EB square plus HB square. Right. Okay. So these are the two equations which you have to use, 3 and 4, for determining maximum tension. So now we can straight away take up problems, typical problems. They will give length of the cable and the load. So they will be asked to find out, they will be asking in the problem to find the maximum tension as well as the sag level. So I can use that appropriate formula for calculating these things. So let us take up straight away a problem on this UDL and close this particular problem. Next, we can work one more problem for analyzing cables subjected to only concentrated loads. So, first find the maximum tension or maximum tension in the cable for the following data. So I will take find the maximum tension in the cable for the following data. So length of cable is equal to 35 meters and span is equal to, that is L, this is small L as per our notation, 30 meters, this is span. Though UDL on the cable is say 20 meters, but so it is subjected to a uniformly distributed like that. Either like this or usually we can show it. Normally we show in this fashion, 20 kilometers, right? So I have to find the maximum tension in the cable. So that means in this problem, so sag is not given, whereas length is given, length of the cable. That's what I told. In the problem, either they will give length, you may have to estimate the sag, and then horizontal reaction from that. So that when once horizontal reaction is known, vertical reaction anyway you can determine taking it as similar to beam, then we can find out the maximum tension. That's all this simple exercise, whatever you have to make. In the formula you have to remember 1, 2, 3, 4. When the supports are at same level or at different level. That's all. Right away you can work any problem like this. So here we have L is equal to, you can use that, L plus 8 by 3 h squared by L. Correct? When the supports are at same level, this is the equation I given, which you have to remember for cables which are at same level. So here, length of cable is given as 35. Here L equals 35 and L equals, that is span 30 meters. Therefore, this 35 is equal to 30 plus 8 h squared by 3 into 30. So you can find out h, which is equal to 5 into 3 into 30 divided by 9 square root.
6.12.
6.12
Yes, sir.
meters. So you know the maximum sag. Okay? So here you can call this as A, B, this is, and you can say sigma h equals 0 will give you HA is equal to HP, E is equal to H. That's always no, one equation. Then you can take this sigma V equals 0 will give you VA plus VB is equal to W.
So that small h
Yes.
is, is 7.5 meters, sir.
Huh?
7.5 meters, not 6.12, sir.
Which one?
6.12, 7.5.
Okay. Is it 7.5?
5 exactly, sir.
Okay. 7.5 meters. Then VA plus VB is equal to W into
L.
L. So that is 20 into 30, that is equal to 600. And this sigma NA is equal to 0 if you take, right? Then VB into 30 is equal to
20
into 30 into 30 by 2.
15.
20 into 30 into 50. Therefore, VB equals 300. Correct?
Yes, sir. 300.
And VA equals from this, VA is also 300. So therefore, this is 300 and VA equals 300. So this is H, this is H. Then if you take my moment about this maximum sagging point, say which is C, then you will get similar to 300 arch,
Yes, sir.
apex point. You will get H. Right? Then when once H is known, tension you can get from maximum tension. Either it will be at left support or at right support. Here both are equal, so that is square root of V squared plus H squared. You can find out. That's how it comes when they are at the same level. Even at different level, you have to use that fine. Same type of system. So next, when once you do this, then taking moment about C, you will get HH is equal to 20 into 15 into 15 by 2, or is H is 7.5, or H is equal to this is 2250 divided by 7.5.
300.
Huh?
300.
300.
100.
Okay. So you got this equals 300 here also. of the reaction, then you can find out maximum tension either at A or B. Both are here equal, so TA or TB, whichever is maximum, you can take it. That is equal to square root of V square plus H square. Whatever vertical reaction is there, both vertical reactions here, they are equal. Otherwise, if they are different, maximum vertical reaction point,
425.
whatever. So
425
that
kilograms.
is about the analysis of cable. So you can work another problem. So the supports at different level, same UDL. So find maximum tension and length of cable. Here I am asking length of cable. Earlier I gave the length. Here in this, when I at different level, you can find out length of cable. And maximum tension as well as length of cable required for to support a UDL of 20 kilonewton per meter over a span of say 30 meters. Whatever it is, 30, 50, whatever it is. 30 meters as meter. So I will take different levels. And it is subjected to UDL of 20 kilonewton per meter undergoing maximum sag at this point C. Here this H2 is 7 meters and this is H1. So when supports are at different levels, then I think we got the supports A and B are at different levels equal to 7 meter and 2 meter from deepest point or maximum sag point has been figured. That's all. To find maximum tension. So I have to use this. First you find out L1, L2, then find the length of cable.
Yes, sir.
Everything is given. Only thing is you have to find out L1, L2. That L1, L2, I have given that formula. All in terms of H1, H2. When once L1, L2 are known, length of cable can be estimated. Then you can find out this vertical reaction which is equal to W L1. Here, this VA is W L1. That particular thing. Here, VB is W L2. This W L1, L2 you have to determine. W is this 20 kilonewton per meter. Then you can find out this HA, HB, both are equal to H. This HA is nothing but you have to take moment about C. HB, you can find out either HA or HB, you can find out both will be equal. That's H. Either this or that. Then once you know H, VA, VB are known, you can find TA, TB, whichever is maximum, you can get it. That is about this analysis of cable subjected to UDL. Then we can work analysis of cable, same type of thing, either sag or length. It will be given in the problem. Of course, you have to find the maximum tension when that cable is subjected to set of vertical moves. So that problem will work it. Next one.
Next one, sir.